Sup, Nerdmigos? I'm the Jive Talking Nerd, John Norgrove. We've got Wife here. So, it is Sunday, which means that today was...
Extreme
the fucking
Rules
horror show. Yeah, it was... Oof, man, let me tell you what.
It was a horror show.
Wow.
But not in the way that you want a horror show
That belittles the ideas of horror or show or the general idea of entertainment based on either of those two words. So, yeah. So first of all, the main card for this was the Bray Wyatt thing. That was at the very end.
Yeah.
This felt like a really short show.
This felt like a
really short show.
Actually, I
really
felt
rushed. There were
that the pay-per-views have been getting shorter and shorter. So I remember back in the day.
I mean, I think the big boys are still big.
No, the pay-per-view used to start at 4. There didn't used to be a pre-show. And the pay-per-view would go until like 8 o'clock. You were looking at like 4 hours of matches and content.
Yeah. This was only like, 2.5?
Yeah, this was like maybe 2.5.
2.5,
maybe.
but with an hour pre-show.
But the pre-shows haven't always had matches, so we don't always tune in
Now the
pre-shows
do. We will start watching the pre-shows.
Yeah, so we missed the pre-show.
We didn't watch the pre-show. Instead, we were learning about famous writers.
Yeah, instead we got totally sucked into the biography channel
from Simon.
From Simon. If you guys are familiar with Business Blaze.
Yeah, he does Business Blaze. He does biography, biographic, geographic
channels, and we follow all of them.
Yeah, we follow all of his channels, and we watch like all of them.
Yeah, this is not sponsored. We just love.
No, we just super love it. We just recently found Geographic and Biographic, which are his two like super informative, like educational kind of shows. So we've been kind of sucked into those. But so we didn't watch the pre-show. What the fuck ever? There was a match: Kevin Owens and Murphy. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care about.
Which makes me happy.
Yeah, he's doing good.
Like Kevin Owens.
Yeah, he's been doing good. You know, I wasn't into him when we first started because he looks like and acts like a 12-year-old bully, but who's 6'4"
a giant
or whatever.
8th grader.
Yeah, he's like a giant fucking 8th grader. But as of late, I've really began to like him.
Yeah,
it might be because I've really began to hate most of the other stories.
He's really grown on
we'll see what happens. But
most of the rest of the stories are awful.
So the first match was Tag Team Championship. This was a tables match. This was New Day versus Cesaro and Shinsuke.
Yeah.
Which is kind of shitty because I do like Cesaro and I do like Shinsuke, although I sort of hate what they've been doing with them recently.
Yeah.
And of course, I fucking love New Day. Like,
I mean, how can you not love New Day? Who doesn't? Who doesn't like New Day?
Yeah. Cesaro and Shinsuke won that. That one was a little cheaty, boys, right?
Yeah, that's a thing that we've been noticing with a lot of matches right now.
WWE's been doing this shit where like everybody has to win by being like a cheating prick. This is sort of like the heyday of the heel right now.
But it's not like the good heyday of the heel. Just like the heels are getting ahead of the game.
It's not that we have like a bunch of like really amazing heels right now. It's just that like heels are all the champions are heels, right? And all the victories go to heels, and all the wins are based on cheats and little sneaky boy shit, and it feels like fucking 80% of the roster is heels.
And
like,
it feels like everybody is winning matches because they're cheating.
Yeah, it feels like what I see happening is that they're like, oh my god, we've had these like successful bad guys, and we've had these like whatever as of late, so we're just gonna lean into this shit. You know? It's like they rebranded Bayley as a heel, which like whatever for either of her personalities, but like it's just like she's just like kind of like rude in interviews, and she's like heely, but not in a like The Miz when The Miz was a heel, where he was at least still having fun about it. I don't know. I like Shinsuke and I like Cesaro, but like they're just like kind of okay heels.
I mean, most of the heels right now are the kind of heels that you just hate, as opposed to the heels that you love to hate, which is a totally different thing. And Shinsuke and Cesaro are great wrestlers. I feel like Cesaro lacks a lot of chemistry in regards to like his mic skills. and all that other stuff. But Shinsuke's got it. But I feel like they've been burying them for quite a while.
Yeah.
And putting them against New Day, I was surprised to see that New Day lost.
Yeah. Well, whatever.
But
I wasn't surprised to see New Day lose because I believe the conspiracy theory that everybody's working that they're working against New Day for no reason other than because they're fucking New Day.
Yeah. So that was actually a pretty short fight. We tuned in like a little bit late. So
yeah, it was pretty short.
Most of that fight.
It wasn't a great fight in my opinion, but it was all right. I mean. Big E throws some motherfuckers.
Oh,
Let me tell you what, and he got put through the table at the end of that one, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Is that the one where he got put through 2 tables?
No, Kofi got put through 2 tables.
That was Kofi got put through 2 tables. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was an okay match.
It was weird stipulations. Everything tonight was weird match stipulations.
Yeah.
But not
was
like
weird.
enjoyably weird, just weird.
Yeah. So
the next
that was
match
whatever. The next match
was supposed to be Apollo Crews and MVP. And
no, the next match was Bayley and Nikki Cross.
Oh, it was. I'm looking at this out of order. I'm gonna put that down. Let you.
Okay.
You do the driving.
Yeah, I have them in order specifically.
Every time we watch a pay-per-view, I'm like, I am gonna write this down as it happens so that I have notes. And every time it does not.
We're not gonna fucking do that. That's stupid. No.
Yeah. No, I'll probably do that.
No, that's dumb. You just have other people do it for you.
So the next match was
Bayley and Nikki Cross, and that was the whole and I love the it was Nikki and Alexa and Asuka and what's the
Kairi Sane.
And Kairi Sane, yeah. Like getting her all jazzed up before the match, kind of a thing, which was really funny and sort of heartwarming.
Yeah.
The match itself was just.
The match itself was. Well,
fucking trash.
I'm so tired of watching Bayley wrestle. She's like the lady John Cena in that they keep putting her in front of us.
Yeah.
And she's just.
I'm not a big Bayley fan, man.
Really
I know people are, but
the spark, and I am not a fan. I don't like her attitude. I don't like her as a heel. It's not even that she's a good heel, and I hate it. The way that she does herself as a heel is just like uber Karen, which is like super hot in the world right now. I get it, but it irritates me.
It's very like
on like a molecular level. I cannot handle it. She's
just like a little bit of a bitch as a heel. But in like an annoying way. Not in like a she's like what a bitch or what a hard ass
like
or whatever the fuck.
Sucks.
she's like annoying about it. The whole Becky Two Belts thing is just fucking.
No, it's Bayley Dose Belts.
Sorry, Bayley Dose Belts. What the fuck ever.
Yeah,
it's annoying and it's gone on for too long and. This push for her has been this weird, like, she's unstoppable thing, but I honestly don't feel that she's that good in the ring. I mean, she's good, don't get me wrong, but
it feels like she's getting sloppy.
Yeah. Like, she's going down the same path as King Corbin, who I actually super love King Corbin, but it's like, he's such a big personality that he doesn't get to wrestle all the time. And, like, I feel like it shows in their wrestling that their personality has driven more than their wrestling has.
Yeah.
But, so yeah, Nikki Cross lost that and Bayley won that.
And that was disappointing because she lost that as a result of cheating.
Yeah, as a result of a cheating.
As
which
usual.
It's always
the cheats.
Always the cheats. So then after that was Apollo Crews MVP.
Well, that's what it was supposed to be.
Well, okay, so after that was Apollo Crews MVP. MVP came out, and then the announcer announced that Apollo Crews didn't pass medical inspection because of his right shoulder, I think.
Yeah.
It doesn't say specifically why.
So then
but he failed his pre-match physical.
Called himself champion instead.
Yeah, he declared himself champion via disqualification for not being able to pass.
Well, an MVP is another one of those heels that I'm just tired of watching because it's not just he's
the
just
MVP Bobby Lashley Apollo Crews like triad story thing that's going on is fucking so annoying. I feel like what they're doing is I think the Apollo Crews Lana thing just like
Bobby Lashley and Lana.
Oh, excuse me, Bobby. Yeah, I'm sorry, Apollo Crews. The Bobby Lashley Lana thing, I think like maybe just wasn't as popular as they thought it was going to be.
Because it was awful.
Or didn't last as long as they thought it would,
awful.
or something. And so they're like, we got to do something with him, and they just slammed him into MVP. I was like, you two do some shit. You can fight Apollo Crews, whatever.
Yeah. Here's the thing.
It's the dumbest rivalry, and it's based on MVP wants Apollo Crews on their team, so they're gonna like make him suffer to get him to join. It's so dumb. It's the fucking worst. Yeah. I hate it. And honestly, to be completely frank, I'm more concerned that either Apollo Crews is actually injured, or that he's tested for this is Rona times if you're watching this in the future, or he's tested for the Rona or something, or you know, he was in a store where somebody tested for it, so he has to be quarantined for 14 days. What the fuck ever.
Yeah.
Right? But I'm more concerned about that than like the plot implications for this half-assed story.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. MVP, you're better than this storyline.
Dude,
Apollo Crews,
truly,
you
all
are
of them
10
are.
times better than this storyline. Bobby Lashley, I kind of hate you. I'm not a big fan. If you're trying to impress me.
I don't like. He's just. Honestly, he's a bit of a prick, but I guess all three of them are very like I'm the best kind of guys, but it doesn't show, especially for Bobby Lashley, as since the Lana thing. Like it shows that he's not trying in my mind.
It falls flat.
It really does.
It really does.
Like he used to be like challenging the top, and now he's in this little like anger dispute in the corner.
Yeah, so this was a disappointing segment.
That was a dumb segment, yeah. Then after that was the fucking eye for an eye match with Rey Mysterio and Seth Rollins.
This whole time we've been like, what are they gonna do?
Right, because obviously a person can't like have their eye taken out.
Like obviously somebody isn't gonna actually lose their eye.
Yeah, and they leaned a little too heavily in it. And let me tell you what, maybe funniest moment of this pay-per-view event was when Seth Rollins reaches into his like silly fur coat or whatever and pulls out a pair of like pliers from the like supply cart and is like, yeah,
what is this? Hostile?
These'll do good, and then like puts them back in his coat, and you're like, that's fucking dumb. Also, they were like blunt nose pliers. It's like that's the least efficient way to remove an eyeball with a pair of like blunt pliers.
I feel like a melon ball would probably be
a spoon. Just go to catering and get a plastic spoon, you fucking weirdo.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Like it was it was so dumb.
I have not been excited about this storyline.
Nah, I don't fucking care at all about this.
The whole eye for an eye thing.
I don't.
Is like kind of a cool idea,
that his kid got beat up. I don't care that they have some sort of beef because what the hell ever. Honestly, I don't care about Rey Mysterio. I think his kid is better than all of this. I'm not a fan of Rey Mysterio's. I don't like him. Like I respect what he did, and I respect him as a wrestler, like from back in the day. But like the new shit that they're doing, man, it's just lame.
Honestly, I figure this is like
like
a prelude to a retirement.
Yeah, probably.
You know, like he probably won't retire officially for many more years, but this is probably a prelude to that.
And Seth Rollins' Monday Night Messiah is just like a watered down, shitty version of what AEW's doing with that other guy, that like cult leader guy. So it's just, I don't know, the whole, like, neither of them I'm impressed with. The whole plot was dumb.
But the match itself was pretty good.
It was good for them, certainly.
And Seth Rollins have good chemistry in the ring.
Yeah.
They were able to play off of each other's physicality a lot. But the end part with the eye and it's out and Rey Mysterio's holding the fake eye and then Seth Rollins goes over there and, like, I don't know, chews up some oatmeal.
Dude, honestly,
and,
like, it looked like somebody had like
real puke? I don't know.
I think it was pocket oatmeal. I think he had like a little pocket full of oatmeal, and he just like so he could throw it up in the thing. Also, if the point was an eye for an eye match, and that was what was to be expected, insofar as he would bring a wrench to remove the eye, not how eyeballs work, but still, insofar as he would bring a wrench to remove the eye from Rey Mysterio. Why then would it affect him so much as to throw up? That's just fucking lazy writing. I'm sorry, but like, that whole part where he threw up was so dumb to me, and it proved that he wasn't the badass, hardcore, unflinchable Monday Night Messiah that the fucking plot clearly has been trying to push him as.
Yeah. I think it would have been better if he was, like, maniacal about it, as opposed to being, like, sick with what he did.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, the sick with what you did, the lengths you had to go to win, that kind of thing. That's a cool plot point, but the way that they've been playing this...
Not for
this
these
feud,
characters.
Not for these characters, not for this feud. Right?
Yeah.
So, like, I think that this would be a good ending to a different story.
Yeah.
A parallel universe.
And the way in which they did the, like, Rey Mysterio eye damage thing and then the medical report later on, it was...
Oh, and the thing that Bayley did, too, where she's like, I hope you see this, and I'm just like, you bitch.
Yeah. It was very... I don't know, it felt cheap. It felt really like, oh, we're gonna do this eye for an eye match, and there's all this build-up, and the match was pretty good, and then it wraps up with just like a fucking wet fart. It's just, it was honestly a horrible ending for the match, and a horrible ending for this build-up that's been like a month of them being like, an eye for an eye! They're gonna rip their eyes out!
Like 4 months. Oh
you
my
know?
God.
It's just like going off about it. It wasn't good. It wasn't good. So then after that was Women's Championship, which was Asuka and Sasha Banks.
And this was a pretty good match. But it ended in cheating. Again.
It did.
Again, Sasha Banks, you are better than this. And I do like the 2 belts and the tag team 2 belts thing, but I feel like it would have been a more compelling story if Bayley would have lost her belt earlier and then Sasha gained her belt tonight to get 2 belts, because then they have to fight to get Bayley's other belt back. That way they can finally, do it together. They could have made a fun match with it with interesting stipulations for SummerSlam or even a later pay-per-view. I feel like they're just relying on what if they cheat? Retire, Vince McMahon. I swear to God, just retire.
Yeah,
you don't have it anymore.
The cheat winning thing is utterly infuriating, and
because
honestly,
everybody's cheating.
It makes it
everyone.
It makes it the worst. It makes it so like. First of all, it devalues when people actually do. Oh, you can't do that in this match. You're disqualified. And then you're just like, really? This time? Okay, fucking whatever.
Well, it also devalues the cheat. The whole idea of the cheat to win the match.
It should be like more maniacal.
Well, not necessarily maniacal,
but like less. The thing is that right now these cheats aren't even like sneaky boy shit anymore, right? It's like obvious out loud right next to the fucking announcer stand, the ref 2 feet away, like yelling about the cheat, and everybody's just like, can you believe what they just did? And it's like,
and they're like, the ref doesn't see it, and you're
just said it out loud. What are you talking about?
It lessens the cheat, right?
It really does. It devalues the heel.
When you have everybody doing the cheat to win,
yeah,
like especially all in a row like this, right? It really devalues it, because like when somebody cheats to win, it's like, oh man, they cheated. I hope that hero gets them. But when everyone cheats to win, you're just like, I'm tired of you beating me up.
Yeah, it's like, why not just like what it does is it feels like the champions are all like false prophets. They're all false champions, right? Because every champion has to cheat to win, and the ones who are actually better, like better wrestlers, with the implication that cheating is the purview of a less good wrestler, right? Like, well, the better wrestlers can't have the titles because they're following the rules, and it makes the whole thing just less good, and especially when you have AEW showing up on Wednesdays, just being like,
and they're
this
making
is how you do it,
killer
just
matches,
fucking murdering it with matches.
So this match overall was a pretty good match.
This was a fucking great match. Asuka
is a fantastic wrestler. Asuka is also fantastic.
Holy shit,
they have
she murders.
Wonderful ring interaction, charisma together. They're really, really good. They're very comfortable in their gimmick for their persona, which is super cool, and it felt like a match that you would have seen like in the early 90s. You know, it was a really cool match, and then they did the cheat thing. Yeah. And also, it was super adorable watching Asuka and Banks check on each other when they're, like, laying on the ground and they, like, hold hands and, like, squeeze their little hand to make sure that they're okay. Like, being...
It looked like Sasha Banks hurt her knee real bad. Like she hurt her for, like, a second. And maybe she didn't. I hope that it's just, like, you know, the Oscar goes to this chick. But,
yeah, I hope she was just, like, uber selling it.
But it did look like she hurt her knee. I also want to give a shout out to the greatest actor of all time, the ref who got spat in the face.
Oh my gosh, this ref!
And it's just on the ground, like his fucking head is melting clean off, fucking Ark of the Covenant style.
It's
just like,
so good.
Like, just freaking out. It was so good. Holy shit.
Yeah. And I did, it was interesting at the end how Bayley grabbed the ref shirt and put it on and then called the end of the match, right? So, I mean, that's, I don't even count that as cheating. That's just like primo story.
That's
like, I'm okay with that, right? But, yeah, so I'm interested to see what happens with Raw on that, whether they're going to give the title to Sasha or whether they're going to, you know, what they're going to do.
They're going to force another match out of it or some dumb thing.
Or if they're going to force some sort of tournament.
But so either way, that was a really good match. I really like both of them, Asuka and Sasha Banks. Honestly, I think Asuka outperformed Sasha Banks in this one.
This was probably the second best match of the night, actually.
Yeah, but also Asuka is just an absolute monster in the ring. She was like throwing her like hard.
Yeah.
She was doing some crazy girl shit. It was badass. So then after that was a WWE Championship match, which is Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler, which is such a hard,
so good,
like, match because I really like both of these wrestlers a lot. And I also don't really get their fucking beef.
Ziggler. When Ziggler first came out, I had a Dolph Ziggler shirt, like, from the moment he first, like, appeared in the WWE.
He's a good fucking wrestler. He can sell literally anything.
He sounds like it's his job.
Yeah, we'll talk. He's absolutely fantastic. And Drew McIntyre is super physical. He's really good on the mic.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
And so is Ziggler.
So it really felt passionate. Ziggler is like twist reveal of the stipulations of the match. So originally it was like I'm not gonna tell you, like, I'm gonna surprise you in the match, whatever the fuck thing.
With the stipulation.
So Ziggler's stipulations were Extreme Rules for Ziggler, all right, and disqualifications count for belt. So Extreme Rules for Ziggler, regular rules for McIntyre, and then not only can the title be exchanged by pinfall, but can also be exchanged by disqualification. So count out.
Yeah.
So there were no like, basically title holder advantages.
Yeah.
Which means that the only way McIntyre could win is by pinfall
or submission, but that would be
or submission, I guess. Yeah, they're not really submission wrestlers, but you're right. That's fair.
Yeah.
Pinfall or submission, and Ziggler could win by literally anything else happening.
And this was a really fun stipulation. But before we talk about the stipulation, I really like this feud between the two of them, especially because they have history together.
I don't really understand where the feud's coming from.
I feel like the energy that they're taking in this feud is where the Randy Orton Edge energy should be. Right? This is like two good old time friends trying to, like, fight each other. But this was
Randy Orton and Edge are both like fucking 80, so they can't bring up the energy levels.
That's true. This was a really fun stipulation for
it was.
And there was a lot of really cool moments where you could see that McIntyre wanted to use
picks
like
up a chair and it's
or
just
a table. He almost, like, you know, drops Ziggler through a table and then turns around. You know, it was really, really good. The way that they played it. Ziggler sold everything like crazy. McIntyre sells everything like crazy. Yeah. They've got amazing ring chemistry together.
Yeah.
Separately, they are amazingly charismatic wrestlers. Like, these guys are top notch.
Top of the game right now. Yeah,
they're so good.
And it was a really good fight. And there was a lot of, you know, there was obviously the gimmick, like the chair or the table or the kendo sticks or fucking whatever, right? But there was also just just the actual wrestling that they were doing, like the physicality of McIntyre and of Ziggler doing what they were doing in the ring, and it was still good. Like it had gimmick, but it wasn't all gimmick. It didn't rely on the gimmick
and the drama that it brought, because
as well as the drama
was throwing everything he could. And
Ziggler, you could feel the like passion in Ziggler, where he's just like at one point in time he's like, I don't know, he hit a good dude with a chair for like the 100th time, and he's like, why won't he die? Basically, just like screaming in the ring, and it was super good. It was honestly what pay-per-views are supposed to be, which is the culmination of a plot. And when you culminate, it should be higher than the rest of the story.
Yeah.
In drama. Yeah. You know? This was really good. Easily the best match of the night.
This was the best match of the night.
Easily the best match of the night. It was super good.
I think it was especially cool that McIntyre retained his title, although I would have been totally okay to see Ziggler win.
I would have been fine.
I'm
glad that McIntyre retained the title, because it's going to give... Ziggler has done this before for his last little thing with whoever the hell that was, where his thing is just like, I've been here for so long. I've fought so hard. When's my time? Where's my championship? It's a little whiny, but in like a fun way, and he's really good at it, and I think this is gonna push it further, and I think that these wrestlers, both of these men, have more to give. They can be bigger and more extreme, and I honestly think this is gonna be pushed to a culmination at something like SummerSlam, at a big boy, and I think that's why they held off with this one, is because they know that this plot has potential to be like main card at SummerSlam, which is like a big dick deal. So
SummerSlam is one of the high holy four.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that's what they're doing with that, and I'm okay with it. It was
and then
fucking
next
fantastic.
was the Swamp match.
Was Bray Wyatt and Braun Strowman Swamp match.
In the cinematic match. Now, we haven't been counting these matches as part of like match of the night, because these are really a totally different kind of thing. These are really more like watching a short movie.
It's a music video.
It's like a music video, but for wrestling.
It's a music video, but the music is with their bodies.
Yeah. And this one was pretty good. In my opinion, out of all the cinematic matches we've seen, this one is the second best. The first best being the one with Bray Wyatt and John Cena, because that was hilarious, and it was a masterpiece.
It was, yeah. This one was probably the second best cinematic match.
I know a lot of people felt it was really boring. I, being a huge horror fan, thought that it was really funny, actually. They were like, oh, fighting in the swamp, and then it cuts to like a picture of like a bunny, but like everything's colored red, but the bunny is like not being menacing. Well, and then it shows like an alligator eye. Yeah. And then there's like all these like weird like thing, like
grungy,
little, grungy
art house horror. It was the kind of horror you would expect a college student to produce. And I don't mean that in a derogatory way. I mean in that way where it's like, okay, we have $14 to shoot this 30-minute video. Yeah. So let's see what we can do with as much free shit and 2 actors as humanly possible. Yeah. You know?
So like, I felt this was fun.
Like I think honestly, it could have been shot in like a pond in front of somebody's house.
Could have been. Like, this is just like someone's private lake.
Yeah, it was. This whole video was so absurd.
I thought it was really fun.
It was
enjoyable, and what is happening with the thing with Alexa Bliss? Like, I remember those moments they showed, but like, Alexa Bliss? Like, is she Sister Abigail? Was she... What is her...
Has there been...
What is her thing for this?
Has there been some sort of... This is my...
Are they going to do a love angle with Braun Strowman and Alexa Bliss, a la Otis and Mandy?
I'm okay with that.
Like...
First of all.
What?
But well, the thing is that it was real, like, you know you want to be with me, blah, 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 blah. And the whole time, I'm just like... Does he? And I don't mean like, does he, like, is she good enough or something? I mean, like, literally, have we heard anything about this before? Fucking ever.
Not since those scenes that they showed.
Yeah, it was so weird because it to me, it was shot in the vein of, like the Otis story, where it's like, he's been pining over her for a while, so it would make sense, except... I'm pretty certain that Braun Strowman hasn't been pining over Alexa Bliss, so what the fuck? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right?
Like, it was weird,
but also,
but it was fun.
Alexa Sister Abigail?
I would be okay with that.
So, that's a question that we have yet to be answered.
Yeah.
And if so, where does Nikki Cross sit in this?
Well, is Alexa gonna become
Does Alexa
like a
have
heel and a horror?
Is she gonna become like a heel and like a horror show thing?
That would be
badass.
badass.
Split her and Nikki up? Is Nikki gonna turn to the dark side? I'd be interested to see an Alexa Nikki like turn to the dark side and join Bray Wyatt and then form like a horror stable. Like what I really want is like a good stable like that where you've got like a few people.
Braun Strowman, Bray Wyatt, Nikki Cross, Alexa Bliss. They're all good like actors.
Yeah.
And they all have like the physicality when they wrestle to support something like Bray Wyatt, and we're back. The camera stopped being a camera. But no, I think that they all have the physicality and the acting skills and the wrestling styles and skills to support being part of like a horror show thing. So that would be an interesting concept.
I would love about that. I hope that they don't just sweep that under the rug. I'm interested in this storyline.
I would be real pissed if they just never address what the hell Alexa Bliss was doing in that. Because
and they might. That's the problem.
It was deep weird, dude. When we first saw it, we were like, "What the fuck is happening?"
When we saw it, I like literally was like those Stone Cold chants. I was just like, "What? What?
Yeah.
What?
Why? Who?
What?
What the fuck's going on?"
What?
It was so weird. It was so weird. And then the whole ending where they like both drowned. And then, what the hell's Bray Wyatt's the Beast called?
Oh, the Fiend.
The Fiend.
Yeah.
And the Fiend comes out of the river, and then it's just like laughing.
You know what though? I really like old Bray Wyatt, so I'm hoping that this is a resurgence in a more old form of Bray Wyatt's character.
To be honest, and I like the Fiend, and I love the Funhouse play thing, whatever the fuck that's called. Right, I love both of those, but I really love the like good old boy Bray Wyatt. Like he's just a crazy hillbilly sort of thing.
I like to think of his cult leader Bray Wyatt, and I really like cult leader Bray Wyatt. It's kind of a
hillbilly. I like it.
He's got the like personality and he's got the charisma, and I mean that he can do anything.
He's so good. He's such a good wrestler.
And he's an amazing wrestler.
Honestly, my only complaint about this cinematic fight is that they're both such good wrestlers. I would have almost rather I just got to see them just go bananas on each other. I mean, again, this is clearly one of those ones that they're setting up for some big dick motion at SummerSlam, because this is two hugely physical, amazing wrestlers with great chemistry who have history, who I think that the fans like, and whatever, but like, so they're clearly like setting it up or whatever, but it's that thing where I'm just like, but like, I just kind of want to see them go at it.
Yeah.
And there wasn't as much wrestling as there was like Scooby-Doo Adventure Walking in this cinematic.
There was a lot of Scooby-Doo Adventure Walking.
But it was still absolutely amazing. Yeah. The sets were like, I want to go back and rewatch specifically the cinematic fight, just because like all the background shit you could see was like, it felt like they had, here's $500, we need you to make this like set that we have built, these like 2 rooms and this front pond area look super spoopy. There's a Target 15 minutes away, and you have 45 minutes to get back here and have the set decorated. Like there was some shit in the background that was
supermarket
weird.
Sweep, but it's like horror movies. Set
it was,
edition.
It was, and
it wasn't
even like
shade
spirit
because it was funny.
It was super funny, and
funny.
It was weird. I liked it. I thought it was really good.
I thought it was pretty good. I guess that means that we're done. So the only match that really we didn't get out of this was the end of it. Sheamus Jeff Hardy match. And we don't know what happened to that. Nobody talked about it at all, so I'm hoping that they're both okay, and that neither of them are tested for coronavirus. Over the last couple of weeks, tested positive. Over the last couple of weeks, there's been a lot of rumors about a lot of different WWE superstars and backstage people who have perhaps tested positive, and many of them don't even know who else has tested positive. Yeah. There's a lot of...
the rumor mill is really spinning on this one.
Really going
so you don't know what's real and what isn't.
We just
hope that they're like good, and that it just was either a time constraint thing or a weird, like, you know, timing wise you weren't able to get enough quarantine in or something.
Yeah.
Dumb.
So I just hope they're all okay and there's nothing happening there.
I mean, I don't know. I really like Sheamus,
excited to watch
so
that
I was
fight,
looking
but
forward
I
to at
hope
least
that
watch
they're
Sheamus
all
wrestle,
okay.
but still, yeah, I wasn't super excited about the fight. But yeah, either way, so that was Extreme Rules Horror Show. It was.
I would give it a 3 of 5 overall.
Yeah.
The matches that were good were great, and the matches that weren't great were just
bad.
Not
they were real bad. But yeah, I would probably say 3 out of 5 for this pay-per-view. I think that how it falls out is going to be the interesting thing.
Yeah.
So
I'm interested to see what happens in Raw, and I haven't been interested to watch a Raw for a couple of weeks now, so that's exciting, sort of.
Yeah, I'm really. We've been on a real fad AEW kick.
Yeah.
Just because Le Champion and.
Yeah, it's just a shame because we can't afford to watch their pay-per-views. We can't really afford.
Oh yeah, we're not
made of money
to be
we
dropping that kind of fucking moolah
to watch their
all the
stuff
time
too.
But so yeah, either way, I've been John Norgrove. This has been Wife. Don't forget to like this video, comment below, share, subscribe, ring the bell, do all that kind of stuff. If you watched this pay-per-view, let us know below what you thought.
What was your favorite match?
What was your favorite match?
How do you feel about everybody cheating to win now? What are your thoughts
have you noticed a similar trend, or are we just like hallucinating? That's entirely plausible, I guess. You never know.
It is.
But either way, this has been Review Jive, and
for Extreme Rules 2020.
Yeah, let's the next one up is SummerSlam, right?
Yes.
All right, so let's see what happens at SummerSlam.
We'll see you for SummerSlam.
Peace.